Hey, what's good? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth, and today I'm going to hit y'all with a review of the KRS-One album entitled Between the Protests. Let's get to it. KRS-One, aka The Teacher, aka The Blast Master, is a hip-hop icon coming out of the South Bronx. He emerged on the scene during the first golden era of 80s hip-hop with MCs like Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick, Cool G Rap, LL Cool J, and EPMD. KRS-One excelled in the late 80s and early 90s with his BDP albums. He continued to flourish in the 90s with strong solo projects like 1993's Return of the Boom Bap, his self-titled album from 1995, and 1997's I Got Next. Now, unfortunately, in the 2000s and 2010s, KRS-One albums were not highly anticipated. I haven't heard all of them since his Sneak Attack album, but I do know that most of his projects around this time had weaker production and lacked any real promotion or buzz. So that brings us to his 23rd album entitled Between the Protests, which was actually released in December of 2020. It essentially dropped with zero promotion, so unfortunately it flew right under the radar for most folks, myself being included. But on this album, KRS-One focuses heavily on themes relating to black empowerment, social justice, black pride, and the protest. There is an urgency to his message, and it is for black folks to not become complacent in between the next big protest. He urges black people to stay ready, to stay organized, and to stay informed so they will not fall for the bullshit. Now, this type of pro-black and revolutionary content is nothing new for KRS-One, as he has been a conscious rapper from the jump, but I feel he focuses a little bit more on these themes this time around. And let me just be clear right now, the production is not very strong on this project. It's just not. I mean, there are some decent beats that help KRS-One to get the job done effectively, but I just wish he could have linked with some of the really incredible producers out there. However, the saving grace here is that KRS-One delivers some of his dopest bars since the late 90s, in my opinion. Flow-wise, content-wise, energy-wise, he is killing it throughout this project. But with that being said, let me go ahead and give y'all this track by track breakdown. The first song, Opening Remarks, finds an energized KRS-One rapping in full braggadocio mode. The beat is kind of trash, but man, is he spitting with that raw intensity. Some of the bars that stood out are, all this debate about the top 5, put it aside. Here's the real top 5 list. It's KRS, Blastmaster, KRS-One, The Teacher, and Chris. So I like this one in terms of the bars because they are hard hitting, but this beat was as generic as they come and also a little annoying. Track 2, entitled Tight, has a slightly better beat. It sounds like some African drums being looped. This is a simple but solid enough instrumental for KRS-One to do his thing, and he gives us 2 dope and high energy verses. When my words get sent to your mental, they turn sentimental. No, I will not be gentle. Most rappers are followers. The only thing they led was a pencil. Money won't defend you when I A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, end you. Track 3 is the single Don't Fall For It. It has a skeletal loop, but there is a nice little rhythm to it. I guess you could call this conscious music that you could bob your head to, and it is easily the best instrumental on the tape. While using a faster paced flow, KRS-One advises black folks to not fall for the empty promises from both the Democrats and the Republicans. He has smoke for both sides of the political aisle. And I can understand why KRS-One, as a black man in America, would have a healthy level of skepticism towards politicians in general. I mean, Ice Cube had a similar approach going into the 2020 election. Although I'm not exactly sure what KRS-One is ultimately suggesting that people do here in terms of politics. Is it to not vote because both sides are the same and both bad? He doesn't come out and directly say, but I feel it could be interpreted that He is urging people to not vote. What follows is another song that I continue to be a highlight, and it's called Black, Black, Black. I really enjoy the rhyme scheme that KRS-One uses here. It's just super unique. Plus, I like the patois that he's thrown into the mix. This record just has such a powerful and revolutionary feel. This is not the regular. This is that boom, bap, bap, bap. Some they call it secular. I just call it black, black, black. Marcus Garvey, Boukman Dadi, bring that army back, back, back. Malcolm X and Kwame Ture, this is where I'm at. Just the fervor in his voice and delivery is so commanding. The beat is also very suspenseful and fitting for the content and direction of the track. This is one of my favorites from the project, without a doubt. Track 5, Boom Bye Bye, is another strong moment on the album. KRS-One is rapping with more of that fiery and Baptist preacher-like passion, and the beat is tolerable too. Some lines that caught my attention were, blackness, it's not just February, it's every day from your birth to the cemetery. Revolutionary, they could never ever get me. They couldn't tempt me with the Maybach or the Bentley. They couldn't shut me up, my soul is never empty. I've been spitting this game since by any means necessary. So he's letting you know that he's not new to this. He's true to this. KRS-One has had revolutionary themes in his music since '88. Think back to the Malcolm X inspired BDP album cover. Next up is Murder We Just Saw, produced by Sun One. I don't like this beat entirely, but I do like the drum. He's talking about police brutality, cops shooting unarmed black men. He references George Floyd and further exposes the harsh realities of a racist system. On the following lines, KRS-One has some bars to give out to people in the conservative media and some white folks who had a problem with the way the protesters were protesting. This is not anarchy. This is what change is. You don't have the right to tell me what my pain is or tell me how to protest or what my aim is. You the fucking problem. That's where the blame is. Cops killing black people. That's what insane is. I think he hit the nail on the head with bars like these. Right after we get Turn the Volume Up, KRS-One is spitting some raw and boastful rhymes over a stripped back drum beat. It's simple, but gets the job done. Yeah, I keep it gangster, but consciousness, I'm a mixing it. This is KRS-One. Let me warn you, I'm not the normal. I'm part of that hip hop that edutains and informs you. You can talk that murder, that mayhem, but let me warn you, I know the game. You reap what you speak. That's how they caught you. So I feel this portion of the verse really gets to the essence of who KRS-One is as an MC. What follows is Stay Real. This is a bar heavy record with a gritty boom bap beat. I think it's another very strong song off this project. KRS-One is doing his braggadocio talk while also speaking on staying real and staying true. It ain't easy being a lyrical icon. When I turn my mic on, rappers start shaking like fiend when their pipe's gone. I'm squeezing the mic like a python. You got it quite wrong. The guru step into the arena with the teacher and your life's gone. Track 9 is Medu-Neter, produced by Sun One. I want to say this beat kind of reminds me of an old Channel Live instrumental, although not as good, but it still has that mid-90s flavor to it. There is a slight upbeat bounce to it as well. As rap's teacher, KRS-One is gonna drop some knowledge, and the title of this track, Medu-Neter, refers to the world's oldest language system based out of ancient Kemet or modern day Egypt. KRS-One states, they spit rap, I spit Medu-Neter. Medu-Neter, lyrical ruler holding the scepter. You diss love, love's gonna get you. What follows is We Are the Gods. It has another playful and quirky instrumental. It's not a bad beat, but very basic sounding. Like, I know Buckwild or Showbiz could have given him something much more potent to go along with this aesthetic that he wanted. But on this track, KRS-One reminds black folks that they come from kings and queens. It's a positive, educational, and spiritual track designed to empower and uplift the black community. Track 11 is Organized. This record gets to the essence of what KRS-One was referring to with the Between the Protests theme. He urges folks to stay ready, to stay mobilized, and to stay organized even when there is a gap between the big protests. This is the vital time where you have to stay the most on point because complacency is basically the enemy for the movement. The second to last track, Free, the Book Song, is another really informative record about the importance of reading books. KRS-One creatively makes a song about all the life-changing books that he's read. I like this record for both the beat and the content, and I am totally with KRS-One in believing that reading is fundamental. This project closes out with Who You Are. It is by far my least favorite song from this project. It is simply due to the generic rock style production and the cringeworthy chorus. Lyrically, I suppose it's cool, but sonically, this one was trash in my opinion. Overall, I give this project a rating of 3.5 mics. Had the beats been better and more suited for an artist of KRS-One's legendary stature, then my rating would have been much higher. Because I thought lyrically, KRS-One was on fire throughout this whole album. He sounded hungry, fresh, and rejuvenated. 30 plus years later, KRS-One proved that he is still in tip-top lyrical shape. I thought the content on this project was very substantive, meaningful, and uplifting. He's still very much a beast on the mic. I just hope moving forward that he could get some production that is equal to his lyrical ability. My favorite tracks include Don't Fall For It, Black Black Black, Boom Bye Bye, Stay Real, Medu-Neter, Organize, and Free, the Book Song. Let me know what you thought about this project in the comment section below. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. KRS-One, between the protests, one.